Today we're going to talk about the major signs that your ex still loves you after a breakup. Now, I don't know about you, but I'm getting really tired of the basic cookie cutter Google search signs that your ex still loves you. There's almost no thought put into the signs, and oftentimes what I've found when I was researching this topic is that a lot of people are making claims, but they have no proof to back up their claims. But how do you acquire proof? Well, I think the only people that can actually tell us that there is a legitimate sign that your ex still loves you after a breakup are the people who actually successfully got their exes back, or were in a situation where their ex asked for them back. So luckily, I went to our private Facebook support group and asked them the following question. For those of you who have had an ex come back, ERP or non-ERP related, what were some of the things they said to you during the initial ask for you back? Now, I find this is really important because what exes say gives us insight into their mindset. There's not always an agreement between their actions and their words here, but what's interesting is if we actually look at what exes say during the precipice of that conversation to ask for you back, we can get some insight into the signs. And so over 30 people commented, and I went through and basically divided them up into 8 specific categories. And the 8 categories are what we're going to be talking about today. Let's begin. Sign number 1, you were the one that got away. So this person responded and said, my first ERP ex came back after 2 years. I assume it took him that long because he had a couple of rebounds. Some of the things he said were that he was sorry for how he ghosted me and realized how good he had it. His rebounds all cheated on him. That I was the girl that got away, and asked me if I would ever think of a future with him. By then, I had already moved on with someone else, my current ERP ex now. Now, the thing that really stuck out to me in this response was when the ex said, you were the one that got away. And it's a surprisingly common statement that we're seeing within our success stories. And it's a sentiment that I've been trying to explain to my clients in videos on this YouTube channel all year long. And generally speaking, in order to gain the moniker of the girl that got away, you actually have to go away. And if you read our client's last sentence right here, she says, by then I had already moved on to someone else. That's a key component. So the first sign is if you're having an ex say that you're the one that got away, good sign. Sign number 2, I'll fly you out to see me. I love this one. So here's how it goes. The ERP ex came back saying, you won, you got something out of me being a scumbag. I've been cheated on and now I'm going crazy. I took some time to call and respond because I was out of a relationship too. He then offered to fly me, but I paid for my ticket and he paid for an Airbnb. Now, generally speaking, if an ex is willing to pay for you to see them, that's a really good sign that they're still in love with you. But what did this specific person do to have that kind of result? Now, I find it interesting that this particular ex said that they were cheated on by their current partner, which is a commonality between what the first ex said. So there's almost a grass is greener syndrome in effect here. Only by sometimes experiencing how poor the dating pool is outside of you and how high of a standard you actually set, does the ex realize how good they actually had it with you. Sign number 3, I should never have left you. Now, this one's a little hard to break down because it's honestly the most basic thing that all exes who come back say, but this person does a pretty good job. This person said they straight up called me and was a little cocky at first with the, bet you've been waiting for this call for a long time, huh? But when I didn't give in, it wasn't long before he was texting all day, calling all day, then spilling his guts on how he should never have left. Initially, though, he just talked about his life and how good he was doing and asked me about mine. The big takeaway I actually got from this was the fact that no ex wants to seem like a bad guy. So the specific thing that really called to me was the cocky comment. Bet you've been waiting for this call for a long time. It's a front. It's an ego that the ex is often putting up because they don't want to seem like the bad guy. They don't want to admit that they made a mistake and potentially leaving you. But the more serious things become, the more you progress, the more the truth ends up coming out. And that's where you get, I never should have left type comments. Sign number 4, do you need help? So here's what this person said. They said, they sent me a message during the last hurricane in Florida asking if I needed help, if I was okay, and that he missed me. I read the message and have not replied so far. I'm in day 21 of 45 of the no contact rule. Now, a few years ago, my wife came up with a really cool text message that's been called or coined as the damsel in distress text message. Here's how it works. The idea is it's playing completely on the stereotype of a damsel in distress. Men often have hero complexes, but we've also found out women have hero complexes as well, but more on that in a minute. So the idea is that you have a problem that only your ex can solve, and if they're willing to jump through the hoop and solve it for you, guess what? Not only do you get a pretty good response, but you also gain some insight into how far your ex is willing to go to please you. So here's an example of a damsel in distress text message. You text, "I have a question, and I only trust you for an answer." To which your ex responds, "Fire away." To which you respond, "Need glasses for shooting. Any type?" Believe it or not, this is actually a real text message that one of our clients really used. I don't know anything about guns, okay? I'm not really a gun person at all. But this person obviously didn't either. They were wondering what some protective eyewear they can wear. To which their ex responds, "Do you need prescription type glasses?" Now, in general, damsel in distress type of text messages need to be initiated by you. But if your ex is the one to initiate it, it's an incredibly good sign and tells us a little bit about how they feel about you. Sign number 5, I miss taking pictures together. Here's what this one had to say. In one of our reconciliations, he said that he missed taking pictures together and asked me if I was willing to continue making memories together. This is an example of what a real I miss you type text actually looks like. A lot of times people get this assumption that if their ex misses them, they're just going to be forefront with their thoughts. They're going to say, "I miss you." But a lot of times that's not what happens because exes are cowards and don't really want to extend themselves that much. But what they will do is they will miss some specific thing. In this case, I miss taking pictures together with you. In some cases I've seen, I miss the way we used to talk every night. They can't even say, "I miss you." Instead, all they can really say is they miss doing something specific with you. But it is a good sign if they're doing that. Sign number 6, I haven't met anyone like you before. So this person says, my ERPX came back within 1 year after the breakup, but I chose to walk away. Until now, he sends coffee and notes about how much he misses and loves me, even though he lives in Saudi Arabia. That there really isn't anyone out there like me, that he missed the love, care, safety he felt for me, and the best friend, love, life partner combo. The grass is greener faded away. Now, the thing that really strikes me with this one is the commitment theory. Now, I know that seems like it doesn't really have a correlation, but I promise it does. So my commitment theory argues that there are 6 components needed for a strong commitment. You have scarcity, urgency, fear of loss, investment, and alternatives. But it's really the scarcity aspect that this person is really pointing out. So scarcity is all about showing that you are one of a kind. It's sort of like highlighting your unique selling proposition. There's only one of you, and there's no one else in the entire world that can do or say or be the way that you are. Sometimes that is a negative thing, but most of the times it's a positive thing. It's also interesting that this person mentioned the grass is greener syndrome. So once again, we're seeing that common theme come out of exes wanting to go out, exploring the dating pool, realizing, you know what, I had it really good over here, plus this person had these really cool things that I've never been able to find with anyone else, and that kind of causes them to romanticize things. But look at what the commenter actually above said. They go on and says, here are the changes I made after the breakup. I got a better job. I lost weight. I picked up new exciting hobbies. I worked on myself, became fully independent. All these positive changes create a scenario where the ex feels like they're missing out. And that is a good sign. Sign number 7, stay off Tinder, you're mine. I actually thought this was really cute. So this person says, he accidentally saw my Tinder when we were out on a meetup because I wanted to show him something on my phone. He texted me a day later about it, saying that you better stay off Tinder. You are mine. Generally speaking, if an ex is expressing jealousy over the fact that you are even on a dating website type thing or dating app, it's a good sign. Not really too much more to go into there. Sign number 8, I'm finding it difficult to see your updates. All right, so this person said, I was told I'm finding it difficult to see what's going on in your life and what you've been up to. So this is a classic sign of what I was doing was working. So we come to the final sign here. And this one really has to do with your ex saying that they're spying on you via social media and are struggling with it. So if that doesn't prove that you need to be paying attention to what and how you are posting on social media, I don't know what will. That is a real life success story right there, telling you from their own words. And it really just proves what I've always been saying about social media. It is an indirect way of communicating with your ex by crafting a narrative that you want them to experience. So if your ex is reaching out telling you that A, I'm spying on your social media, B, I'm having a really hard time with all the cool updates you're posting, and C, once again, there's kind of a grass is greener theme here. They feel like they're missing out by seeing you do all this stuff. It kind of creates the perfect cocktail for success.